G'day everyone, I thought I'd take time out today and do a review on our little motorhome. It's a Jayco Conquest, they call it the RM20-5 model. It's one of the smaller motorhomes on the market. I chose to have this motorhome for two reasons. One, because it's cheaper than most of the other ones, and two, because it fits into most places that a caravan would normally fit into. Being an RM20.5, this means it's 20.5 feet long, or just under 7 meters long. So it almost fits in a regular car spot without any dramas. It's a 2.3 litre turbo diesel. It's 6-speed automatic. I noticed when I was driving here today, it sits on about 2,000 revs at 100 kilometers an hour, and my speedo reading today was a pleasant 10.1 litres per 100, which is pretty awesome for these little things. Look, the reason I got a motorhome, I've had caravans in the past and I've loved them, but I just like the ease of parking. Also, you know, taking off, just putting the key in the ignition and shooting off, no hooking or unhooking, and no stressful reversing into caravan, tight little caravan sites. Okay, so I'll show you around the van. We've had this for 6 months, and I thought I'd do this review after 6 months because we've had a bit of experience with it, know what we really like, know what we don't really like. I also thought I'd leave it fully stowed. It's no use having a caravan completely empty just to look the part. This is the lived-in look, so you'll get an idea of just how much spare room you've got to move around in. So you can see straight away here that our camp chairs I've slid behind the driver's seats. Once again, this is a 2021 model, a November 21 model, and these seats, these two bucket seats at the front, don't swivel. I believe the 2020 model and earlier they swiveled around. I was a bit disappointed when I found out that these seats don't swivel. It's got something to do with the additional airbags. But yeah, in saying that, now that we've had this for 6 months, I've never felt a time where I've wished that I had seats that swivel round. We seem to get by perfectly without them. Okay, so it's got two nice little lounge chairs. They're 160 centimeters long, so if you're a bit short, it's a nice little snoozy bed. Even for me, I'm about 183 centimeters tall, and I have a nice little snooze on these through the day. The only thing I've got on the floor here is my Weber barbecue and its stand. It doesn't quite fit under the seat on the left. I've got a lot of other things stowed under there, and the seat on the right here has the water tank as well as charging, battery chargers and other things like that. So there's not much room underneath that seat at all. You can see me standing up in here now. As I said, I'm 183 centimeters tall, and this part here, this is the bed. That comes down at night. If you're not careful, you can hit your head, but I'm aware of it. I've never hit my head, and I haven't had any dramas with it. The beauty of this little van, I think, is the fact that you've got two rooms in one. Through the day, you've got this lovely little lounge room dining area with a nice little telescopic table, and then at night, this bed drops down. I'll show you that now. So to open this cupboard, I've just pushed the lounge backs, the backings of the lounges down, and I've actually left the table in position because the height of the bed, I'll just press this top arrow in for 5 seconds, the lights go green, they flash, and when they've stopped flashing, I press the bottom arrow and you'll see the bed going down. There we go. Now the table I've left at the right height, I've left in the upright position because the bed goes to, if I go down here, just under the table height, which is good. At the moment, this is a bit high. If you do want the bed lower, what I've done is I've either plugged the seatbelt cord back in again, or simply pushed a key in here. This resets the switches, and you can lower the bed down just that little bit further again. But I've got the table down, so I won't do that for now. Yeah, nice view out there, isn't it? Okay, this bed is a double bed, just slightly larger than a double bed. It's about 2 meters long and 1.5 meters wide. I found the mattress really hard. I was a bit disappointed in it, but we bought a mattress topper, a nice big soft mattress topper, which fixed that problem. My son's 195 centimeters long and he lies down on it quite comfortably. Alright, so I'll put the bed back up again. Oh, by the way, that's the overhead storage. I've never heard this word before, but they call that a luton. Up there I've got my 2 inflatable paddle boards, the pump to inflate them, 4 pillows, various lounge cushions, and I've also got my what do you call them, the anti-flap bars for my Carefree awning outside. Alright, I'll pop the bed back up again and we'll continue on. So just like before, push the top button, wait till the lights stop flashing, press again, and the bed goes back up again. Now, I have had a couple of problems with this bed in the past, but each time I've managed to sort it out. One time they were away on a holiday and the bed wouldn't go down, and I thought, oh. Now there's three or four tricks of the trade you have to know. The first is, if the bed doesn't go down, there's these little seatbelt connections on both sides of the bed. You simply, now it's hard again when I'm holding the camera, but you simply just plug the seatbelt in and unplug it, and that resets this switch here. From there, you can lower the bed, once again pushing that top button in, holding for 3 or 4 seconds, wait until the green lights stop flashing, press the bottom button. If for some reason that hasn't worked, well, right in the middle here there's a little reset button, and I've got a hair clip, and I've pushed that in. You'll see the lights flash, wait 5 seconds, they go out, and you can try it again then. If that doesn't work, what I've then gone and done is gone over to this, I think they call this a J hub, and I've simply completely turned off all the power, waited 5 seconds, and turned it all back on again. That's sort of like a cold reset. And then once I did that, the bed went down. Okay, moving to the kitchen area. We've got a nice little 2-burner stove here. To turn that on, and it is a little bit messy from last time, sorry about that, but to turn it on, now once again it's tricky with the camera in my hand, but you simply just push the little switch in and give it a little click. Oh, you can see a little flame just starting to come up now. And that's the same for both burners. Also, another thing to remember when you've used the stove, and if the little hot plates are still quite hot, don't close this for about 10 minutes because it's glass and it will crack. Yeah, and above the stove I've got this nice little light and fan system. So even, and I'm off the grid at the moment, so that's all running off 12 volts. And a nice big deep sink. This is good for washing up in. Just got to make sure that when you turn up, you press this little on this little J hub there. That shows you your tank level. I've only got 1 tank, so there's 2 or nothing, and that's my wastewater level. You've got a 45 litre wastewater tank, and you've got a 100 litre water tank. My battery's on 12.5 because I've been sitting here for a while playing with all my gadgets, and the solar at the moment is only pumping in, it's a bit of a cloudy day, 0.4 of an amp. Now before you use the water, you press this little raindrop icon here, and you'll see the pump on. And now you'll know that when you go over to this tap, we're getting water through our 12 volt water pump. And if you wanted hot water, up along the top shelf of the kitchen, once again open this cupboard again, you'll see, I always leave this on, but you see this off, on. You can adjust it Celsius or Fahrenheit and adjust it up and down, but I just leave that on 50 degrees and that comes on, and usually in about 20 seconds we've got nice hot water running through here. It's just starting to heat up now. Pretty awesome. Look, while I'm at it, we're looking at this window. There's fly screens and a nice little window here outside the kitchen, and if there's mozzies out, just close that again. Yeah, pretty cool setup up. And then at night, you want a bit of privacy, that also clicks up. Alright, I'll just close this window again. And the good thing about these windows that open out is even if it's raining, you're not going to get water inside like you would with the old sideways sliding windows. Okay, now the best thing about this van, apart from my little mate here, the best thing about this van is this nice big fridge. And this fridge, they're pretty cool these days. This is 171 litres. To turn it on, you just press this big button here. But did you notice there when I turn it on, These are the settings, and you see this auto here. I leave it on auto. You see the little gas flame, the electricity, and the battery. When it's on auto, when you're driving along, it automatically switches over to the battery bank in the car, in the van. But when you pull up, it will wait 15 minutes and then switch over to gas. Naturally, you have to turn the gas cylinder on around the side of the van. And then when you plug it in, when you plug the switch in, it will automatically change over to 240 volts. So that's pretty cool. On the other side here, we've got this little telly, and that's both a 12 volt and a 240 volt telly. So even if you're out in the middle of nowhere, if you're a TV fanatic, you want to tune into the news, you can watch the news even when you haven't got power. Same thing again with this little AM FM stereo Bluetooth radio system. You can and I'm off the grid now, still listen to music, and we've got speakers both inside and outside the van. You can have both playing, or one playing, or none playing. Yeah, as I say, you keep an eye on the J hub and your power. I've got a 100 amp deep cycle battery, and I've got a 120 watt solar panel, which at best puts in around 6 amps per hour. So, and I've for me, I don't do a lot of off the grid stuff, but it only really runs my lights, the radio, and the water pump, both in the shower and the kitchen sink. Yeah, nice big windows all round. It's the same deal to open all of them. Gee, that's a nice view out there, isn't it? Pretty cool spot here. Nice big window above the dining area. We've also got plenty of little kitchen cupboards, plenty of storage. I won't go and open them all, we're all different, but there's plenty of rooms for pots, pans, plates, nice forks, spoons, bowls, coffee machines, kettles, toasters. Overall a nice little van to get away in for a long period with, I'd say, just enough storage for everything that you need. Okay, so we go down to the bathroom area, and unlike a lot of other vans, this one's got its own separate toilet and its own shower. The shower is a little bit cozy, but I'm 95 kilos, 6 foot, and I seem to manage quite well in that. It's a little bit pokier than your normal house shower. We've got a little 12 volt fan up here, roof light switch in, so the steam comes out. Close them again. Yeah, nice. As I said, this can work both battery power and 240, so even off the grid I can pull up at a rest stop and have a nice hot shower. Nice little nice little bathroom sink, plenty of cupboard space in and up and all around. Little LED lights. We've got two, I use these for two upright cupboards for clothing, another one above the fridge. This used to be where the microwave was on the older models, but they've found it a better spot for it above the stove. Both the cooking appliances on one side and the fridge on the other. You don't want a hot microwave underneath a cold fridge. This little guy here is the awning, electric awning control. That's good when you pull up in the rain. You can just push that awning out, and that way you're not, you can push it out and then walk underneath it and then set up the legs and all that, so you're not getting drenched as you're trying to set up an awning, which is pretty cool. I did find the awning a little bit flimsy and light. To get around that, I installed some anti-flap bars, which I'll put in the link in the description above. Yes, okay. So, as I said, I've set this up so that it's got all my day-to-day living things in there. So it is a little cramped, but at least it's realistic. Okay, so my little friend here, he's standing on top of the underfloor storage area. If I could just get him to move along, we'll lift this up. And there's spots I've got, I usually have my plastic ramps there that you drive up on if it's uneven. They fit perfectly there. And they're two weighted sandbags. If you pop on a spot with a slab and there's nowhere to punch a couple of tent pegs in, I can use those. Also, two under the table there, just some tools. If I move this, under here I've got some tools. Now, one thing I highly recommend, if you have this van and you have a Carefree electric awning, you most definitely get a socket wrench with a 3/8 extension piece. It's only happened to me once. I've had a problem with the awning where I've been out on a holiday and the awning hasn't fully retracted. And with this socket wrench and the 3/8 extension piece, you can wind it in manually. I'll put a little link up the top here. Click on that if you're having that hassle. And also, when I got back home again, I had to manually adjust the awning so it would retract fully back in again. And I'll show you how to do that in this video link here now above. Alright, if we mosey on down to the front, like I said before, I've actually left this van fully set up, fully stowed, ready to go. I think it's a bit of a, it's cheating if you don't have all your stuff in there, because it gives people an unrealistic expectation of what it should look like. So it is a little bit cramped, but this is how we live when we're away. The beauty here is I can walk around through the seats and into the front, only knocking my head once. How good's that? What a view. Alright, so there's plenty of above pockets, storage spots, plenty of spots here. There's a coffee holder, another storage area, 1, 3. There's plenty of room in here. Another pocket here, mints here, bit of change, phone spot. Oh, okay, and this this stereo system, I've got the keys in the back there. When I turn it on, you see the Renault system come on, but when you plug it into my iPhone here, which I haven't got the cable at the moment, it'll automatically tune into Apple CarPlay, so that's pretty good. Like I said, on the speedo here, it's really good on juice. If I punch through here, it should tell me the range in litres per 100, 10.1 litres per 100. That's just driving around here for half an hour or so. When I went down to Bateman's Bay, I got 9.9 litres per 100, and I was sitting on in between 90 and 100 k's. And when I drove here to Byron Bay, I got about 11 litres per 100, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, very happy with it. 2.3 litre turbo diesel. It goes well. It's going up along the freeway, up along the north coast there. Going up along the freeway along the north coast there, I was overtaking cars, towing caravans and keeping up the traffic. It doesn't hold any traffic back when you're cruising along. It goes really well. It sits on 2,000 revs at 100 k's. It's a 6-speed 2.3 litre turbo diesel. I've probably said this before. 100 litre fuel tank, 100 litre water tank, 45 litre grey water tank. It's got a 120 watt solar panel. It's got a 100 amp deep cycle battery. I find for the two of us, this is a very comfortable little van. Oh, look at that, in the mirror at the back there, I've got ocean views. If you look around to the front here, I'm right on the harbour at Kiama, which is a magnificent spot. And how cool is that? At the rear of the van, I've also got water views. What do you think? Yeah, I've also got water views, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I was going to buy the I think it was the RM19-1 version, and that was a beautiful little van, had the 2 rear opening doors, but it was just a little cramped inside. It was great for a weekend, I thought, but if we're going to go away for 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, 6 months, then I thought this is the van to get. Okay, quick walk around the outside. Number one, where's the fuel? Open the passenger door, open this, the fuel cap's there, diesel. External speakers, 2 external speakers. We've got a little TV aerial outlet, which I never use because the van has its own inbuilt aerial, which I find perfect. Another little 12 volt connection if you've got little 12 volt leads. 2 240 volt outlets. Oh, here we go. A little drop down table, put toasters and kettles on. As well as being able to lift up the bench seat inside, you can drop this little external door. You can have access to the battery. This is where I store all my leads, water leads, power leads, etc. And these are all lockable. External light, the big door, like at a lot of other places, you can have a security door and just leave the main door hooked up like this. That's the fridge vent. I went for the bike rack on a tow ball because I've got e-bikes which are 50 kilos between the pair of them, so I was a bit iffy about putting a rack on the back with the bikes being so heavy. This is the little toilet cassette. When you empty the toilet, just unplug him, he lifts up, pulls out, and it's like a little funny little shopping trolley. Little handle goes up and you wheel it round like a little shopping trolley. Back down, you just undo this cap and empty all the contents out. Just slides back in, but the toilet has to be in the closed position to do that. Little lever inside the toilet has to be right's open to the left is closed. Yeah, little fuse box, that's the 240 inlet. Another little TV antenna extension which I never use. You put the wire over that. The LPG cylinder. I've only got one 9 kilo cylinder. Naturally I drive with it turned off all the time, and that heats the little water heater in there and the gas stove. If I do run out of gas, I've got my little 3 kilogram or 3.5 kilogram gas bottle for my Weber barbecue. That's a little spare that I use if ever I run out of gas. That's partly why I chose to stick with the Weber, keep the Weber. And my little water tank. Yeah, hose connection here. We can fill up the water tank there with just the hose. I've got 100 litres of water like I said earlier. And then once you connect the water, you can leave this little flap open and lock it again. Alright, I think I've covered just about everything. I hope I have anyway. Any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below. If you like this video, consider subscribing, liking and sharing with others. Alright, thanks for watching. Catch you out there. Bye bye.